Can we use your radio?
I understand Sheriff Marshall has
Fingers?
my guest here. I've quite forgotten his real name, and I feel it would be rude to ask him again. Well, not so much rude, but more effort than I'm willing to expend on one so farewell, gentle rangers.
That man might be a prig, but he seems to have the right idea.
Okay. So...
Attention, gentle citizens. The Desert Rangers have brought to my attention disturbing health concerns regarding our traditional courtesy meat. Therefore, consumption of courtesy meat shall cease until further notice. Good day.
Okay. See if we can actually get something useful out of this guy. A tall steel cage surrounded by wooden picket fence stands here. 2 gas-powered tractors are at each corner with a large chainsaw attached to each. The saws feed through the openings between the bars of the cage. The cell is clean, but the tarnish of old blood cannot be washed entirely away. The cage holds your companion. The guard standing here eyes you warily. What? What's this? Tractors with chainsaws. So they basically force you into a corner and just drive the tractors so you can't get in, go anywhere. Oh, that's me, man. Anyway, let's try and do this politely. Hello Rangers, Sheriff Marshall told me you'd be looking into Fletcher's escape. I suppose you want to know how it got out right under my nose. Tell us everything you remember or we'll break that big schnoz of yours. Alright, look. Someone whacked me a good one from behind and I passed out. When I woke up, I think I saw a faint trail leading away from the cage. If you can find it, maybe you can follow it. Here's the thing I haven't told anyone yet. I'm pretty sure whoever hit me was wearing tire armor. Civility Enforcer tire armor. Just saw a flash as I was blacking out. I just didn't want to get anyone in trouble if I'm wrong. But it might be worth asking the captain up on the peristyle if there are any missing uniforms. Ooh. Okay. Oh, I'm pressing the I to highlight the cage itself. Okay. We need to get our perception up. Let's try this. So we are max perception. Perception 10. So we want to ask the captain up on the peristyle if there are any missing uniforms. Okay. Captain? The captain, right? Gotta kill someone soon. Converse. I heard from Marshall that you're investigating the prisoner escape. Just remembered something curious. 2 of our civility enforcer uniforms went missing earlier. Now they're back. Don't know if that's got anything to do with it, but it seems kind of suspicious. You don't know who borrowed the suits? No, but the boots were covered in mud and corn chaff and didn't smell very nice when they came back, so whoever took them wasn't polite enough to clean them before returning them. Smells like Robinson's to me. Good luck out there. Corn chaff, so probably over there, right? What a jip, I can't believe that our plan to escape. We gotta kill someone soon. For a store built in the ruins of the Wasteland, this place is surprisingly well stocked. They must really have a good reconditioning and repurposing operation going on here. Robinson, Mannerites. And this guy pretends to be high all the time. Roger E. I definitely recognize you this time. Some civility enforcers came through not long ago. They were carrying someone between them. I'm pretty sure they were headed towards the ventilation panels. Ooh. It was weird because I could have sworn it was Nick Chauvin and Jean Kronk, but it couldn't have been. I must have been breathing too many silvery fumes. The Robinsons didn't go on CE patrols. What can you tell us about the Robinsons? They're definitely not a friendly bunch, always talking about maximizing this and seizing that. It sounds like gibberish to me. Why didn't you know about Jean Kronk? Jean Kronk hangs out near the water tower. He says he's in charge of keeping the pumps running, but seriously? I never see that guy lift a finger and his hands are always clean. Is it rude to talk about someone behind his back? What can you tell us about Nick Chauvin? Nick Chauvin is one of the quiet Robinsons, not one of those pushy in-your-face loudmouth a-holes. I apologize, that was rude. He works in the cafeteria and that's why it was weird to see him in CE clothes. See you later, gentle visitors. Oh, okay. We are seeing something. There's a pair of relatively fresh tracks leading towards the farm. A pair of footsteps on either side of tracks, like someone was being dragged away against this wall. Ooh. Seen anyone? Hello, strangers. May I be of service? Olivera. Do you know where I can find any cat litter? Oh yes, Mr. Manners has plenty of it. It's all for his cat. What do you know about the Robinsons? I was born and raised a Robinson, taught to respect power, but when we moved here I married Fletcher, a Mannarite, and learned how thrilling a politeness can be. It's common for a Mannarite to marry a Robinson? No, it's not, but Fletcher is special. He's sweet, a lovable dolt. Your husband has escaped the cage. Know anything about it? My husband fled? I'm shocked. I didn't think he had it in him. Don't sound as shocked as you should be. I think you know something. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright. I just couldn't stand by and let him die. Got some friends to drag him away since I knew the poor fool wouldn't leave on his own. And where did your friends drag him away to? I think I'm telling you that. Sorry, he's safe now and I'll be joining him soon and we'll be away from all this horrible Mannarite Robinson BS and just be normal people. Hardass? You think that's horrible? What we'll do to you will be horrible if you don't tell us where he is. Do what you want. I'm not going to give up my husband no matter what. Who wants to use him? Manners, Tory? Can both F themselves. What did Tory want? So embarrassing, too shameful. No shame if you were forced to do it. Please tell us. Tory asked me to seduce Mr. Manners. She saw how he always looked at me and told me she wanted me to get close to him and learn his secrets. She was looking for blackmail material so she could bring him and the Mannerites down and raise up the Robinsons in their place. I didn't want to do it. I love my husband, but Tori told me I wouldn't be a true Robinson if I didn't. She said she'd throw us out, so I agreed. Please don't tell Fletcher about the affair. Does Fletcher know you had an affair with Mr. Manners? It wasn't an affair. I was forced into it. Tori would have killed me if I hadn't seduced him, and Manners would have killed me if I tried to leave. Please don't tell Fletcher. So where does your husband come into this? That's the bad part. My seduction worked too well. Manners fell in love with me. He wanted me for himself and decided Fletcher had to die. That's why Fletcher was arrested. The roaches, the execution, it's all Manners scheming to get him out of the way. I begged Tori to help Fletcher and I get away from here. But she wouldn't. She wanted Fletcher to die too. Why did Tori want Fletcher to die? She said it was perfect, better than blackmail. Fletcher died and then I revealed that instead of being executed for attracting roaches, he was killed to get him out of the way so Manners could marry me. Then the Mannerites and the Robinsons would revolt against Manners for his rudeness and hypocrisy, and Tory could take over. What the hell did any of that matter if Fletcher was going to die? I didn't want anything to do with it, but the heartless bitch said she'd have her thugs kill me if I said anything. There was no one I could turn to. Tell us more about Tory. Tory's our leader, so she has to be more like a Robinson than all the other Robinsons. I'm a Robinson. I'm all for taking control of my life, but Tory wants control of her life at the expense of everybody else's. It's not enough for her to win, she has to make sure everybody else loses. It's an obsession. Why does Tori want to revolt? She says there's no equality here, no justice. The law is only whatever Mr. Manners says it is. And she thinks he's crazy. Tori says she wants to make this an open and free society with herself in control, of course. What do you think of Mr. Manners? I can't stand him. He's just like Tori. All he cares about is power and enforcing his rules on everyone. What did Mr. Manners want? Simple. He's in love with me. He wanted Fletcher dead so he could marry me. I saw that coming a little bit back. Who are these friends of yours? No way, I'm not getting in trouble. Tell me more about Fletcher. He's a sweetheart, a truly gentle soul. That's why I married him. Okay. Do svidania.
Robinson lady made you do that? That ain't right.
Not finished.
Copy, Ranger Team Echo. This is Santa Fe Base, over. Echo 1. I got a congratulations, Echo 1.
Thank you, sir. Interesting that it jumps sort of in between the character that's locked up. So 6 skill points. Now thinking I need to get to the top for some of these stuff. Oh, I do want more blunt weapon though. That blunt weapon does a lot of damage. What is charge for this? Charge is 0.5 combat speed bonus on the first turn of combat. Just keeping the perception on. We need to swap it back out and make it into combat. So question is, do we go for more demolitions? Did I already use the book? Let's see if we can let up perception. Ooh! Ooh! Plus perception. Ah, we haven't used it yet. Okay, so let me do this. I want to get 10 demolitions and use itself. So we capped on demolitions, and the others we can get with trinkets. Skills 10, 10, 10. Boom. And then the next points you can get more blunt or SMGs. Blunt was impressively lots of damage. This one 165 to 195 damage, 45 damage per AP. If you hit 68% hit chance. Okay. And what brings you down here? Dirt, rocks and cement have sealed up this vent. Whoever did this didn't want anyone or anything coming through. The mixture feels wet as if the duct was filled recently. No. Could blow a hole in there. Or we can think. Let me check the log actually. Elzaveta told us that Fletcher's execution was just a big setup by Tory Robinson. Tory plans to reveal Elzaveta's affair with Mr. Manners after Fletcher is executed in order to spark a revolt and seize power. Found some tracks heading west from the cage. In the commons they lead to the farms. And then in there. Vents. Does that mean the steam tunnels? Because she told us about the vents going into the steam tunnels. Let's go to the steam tunnels. I think we don't seem to be able to go in there. Question is, do we solve it now by trying to Gene Kronk, that was one of the guys that helped him escape. What do you want? Looking for cat litter. Got any? I bet Manners has some. He's crazy for cats. Can you tell us about Fletcher? He's gone. What about it? All I know is with dipshit who got smart and escaped some stupid ass rules. We know he's gone. We heard you took him out of Angel. Me? Sorry man, I'm too lazy. That's what the Mannerites all say. Anyway, Tori's always telling me to seize my power, but I'm doing some powerful relaxing. Yeah, Roger, he saw you and Nick Chauvin down on the farm carrying somebody. It doesn't seem too lazy. What do you think of the Mannerites? Why would Tori care about you taking Fletcher? Oh, I told Elizabeth this wasn't a watertight plan. Alright, look, here's the spot on the map where we took Fletcher. Fletcher's hideout. Okay. Please don't tell Tori I had anything to do. If she finds out I'm dead. Why would you help Elzaveta? She's my cousin, alright? Any blood is thicker than maximum power. Why would Tori care about you taking Fletcher? I shouldn't have said anything, that's her business. If you want to know, ask her, you can find her at the cafeteria. Just don't tell her I sent you, alright? What do you think of the Mannerites? So uptight those guys, they really need to bust loose. Maybe get a little rowdy now and again. They need to get rowdy? That just got sticks up their asses all the time. It's pick up your bunk this and clean behind your ears that. Can't figure out why Fletcher would be happy to die for such idiotic rules. I didn't know Fletcher was willing to be executed. Well, I mean, I guess I did talk to him a little bit, you know. We were basically friends and shit before he got taken. Why did Elzaveta want him taken? I already told you, I don't know. I didn't even think she loved the guy anymore. Goodbye. Later. Okay. Let me just speak to the other guy as well. I assume we can go and speak to Tori as well. Let's call this investigation. I think there might be quite a few ways it can go wrong. We talk to the wrong people in the wrong order. Nice, darling, you've got so much to learn. So I'm not sure whether we should speak to Tori first or go and get Fletcher back somehow. Okay, appreciate it.
What
Tori!
do you want to achieve now, Rangers? My time is important.
Do you know Elzaveta?
Why? What did she say to you? She exaggerates a lot of things, you know.
Why are you nervous?
I have a plan, all right? Mr. Manners doesn't run this place properly. He needs to exercise his power.
Exercise your power?
Mr. Manners is ruthless and hard, but he does not have a true grasp on the situation here. He thinks the execution will bring his people together, but instead, it will rally them to me.
How do you use his power?
Who knows power like the Robinsons? No one. We are bred to power, and we will exercise it. Once Mr. Manners divides the Colosseum with his execution of an innocent man, we will reunite it under our banner.
Is she having an affair with Mr. Manners?
Fletcher was a disgusting little patsy with no ambition. Did you hear about his roaches? Of course he didn't deserve Elizaveta. She gambled her power on unseating Mr. Manners. The poor
Fletcher?
man. He has never been loved by the upper class because of his lack of breeding. And now they chose to use him as an example to sate their bloodlust? I mean, what the fuck? Oh, apologies for the language.
What do you know about Mr. Manners?
Manners will go down once the people see what sort of creature he truly is. If the Colosseum's populace does not join us against him, then these people might not deserve to live.
What do you know about the Robinsons?
Our forefather wrote a book called Maximum Power. It tells us that we chart our own destiny, that we are responsible for our own actions, that we don't react, we act. There is nothing in our lives that we cannot control if we just remember that.
What is maximum power?
Our book, Maximum Power, recovered from the bookstore in Los Feliz. We are the descendants of the same group that spawned the Mannerites. That's how we knew we'd have a safe haven here. Our prophet told us that everything we desire is already inside us. We just need to take it.
Did you have Fletcher kidnapped?
They told you to talk to me? That's nuts.
Seriously, did you have Fletcher kidnapped?
Fine. I just wanted you to leave me alone. But it looks like you're a smart, well-versed dealer in human nature, so I regret that decision. You've seen how false and sugar-sweet all these people are to each other. Here's to honesty.
You value honesty? Tell us the truth.
Yes, it's true. I should have had Fletcher's abductors stay out instead of making two teams. But here's the thing. I want to depose the current regime of personal abnegation and denial and put a system of personal power in its place. Now, I'm going to trust to your discretion as a self-actualized individual to keep the nature of this particular strategy to yourself. And I hardly need mention that if you fail in this duty, it will simply be the word of a vagabond against that of a respected member of the community.
So you're using big words. Self-actualized discretion. Personal abnegation. Vagabond. You want our discretion?
I think we can work a deal. You want to use the radio, I hear. I want the Colosseum. And no, I won't call it the Angel. What a stupid name. You help me take the Colosseum from Mr. Manners, and I'll make sure you get what you need.
What do you know about Angel Oracle?
I'll admit it's a nice little setup they've got going on here. All this place needs is the proper leadership to help it maximize its potential.
How will it take the Angel Oracle?
Just stay out of my way. By the time the execution happens, things should be cooking along nicely. If they don't, come back and we'll talk.
Goodbye.
See you around, Rangers.
Liking that take charge attitude. Kick ass, sister.
But at the expense of an innocent man's life. Also, Jonathan Gitlin we haven't even met yet. After Fletcher is in order to spark a revolt and seize power. Toaster. Roach abdomen. Ah, we had a bunch of those. And sold it to as junk, I think. She will pay a premium for badger tail, frog eyes and lizard eggs. Okay, so if you got any of those as junk, keep it and sell it to her. The ongoing ones, right? The mayor will be happy to know. Help Dr. Oshara. Okay. Mannerites. The hospital. We haven't been to the junkyard. Interesting. I think, yeah, it doesn't sound like we locked down any conversations speaking to her over there. Sam the cook post. Also, these guys hanging from here. See if we can loot them. Yeah, we can. Impolite, but we could loot. See what this junkyard's about. Thank you so much for telling the other guards about my predicament. God dollar. Okay. I'm the one for this job. Oh, demon pigs. I assume it's not their pigs that they're growing for food. They don't eat meat. Much. 96. A lot of movement as well. So 50 to 60 times 7 or armor penetration on 9 and 184 to 218 damage, 58 chance. Kind of need to get out of the way though for my other guys. And a miss. Swing and a miss. Okay, AK 47. 5 AP. Missed the one we were aiming at. Okay. But this is actually the problem. This guy could have... Oh, wait. I still do this. Everything out, guys. Touch. Soul sword. Yeah.
Your ass is mine.
I've lost control. There's too many. I forgot to put the trinket back off on my main guy. Software, please. Oh, almost. SVD. 64 and 94. I like that. Crouch. Plasma hammer. Oh, come on. The thing with that, need a bit better, higher hit rate chance. Because with a gun, I've got 7 shots, and each one's got 40% hit chance. Or 7 bullets on burst. Okay. 63. Try and take a normal shot. Miss. Okay. 10. Tactical shotgun. Can we eat both of them without eating my guys? No. Devil Swifter. Soul Sword. $540. Okay, cool.
Copy, Ranger Team Echo 1. Congratulations, Echo 1.
Thank you, sir. Echo 1 out. And before I forget, let's get Spores back on his leadership trinket. Okay. Back bacon. pig liver. Was pig liver one of those? I think it was pig liver. Let me just check the log. No, badger tail, roach abdomen, frog eyes, and a lizard egg. Ah, this guy's got promotion. 4 skill points.